Okay, the top 10. The top 10 greatest Scotland goals. I feel this is where the contention might come in a little bit more. I wouldn't argue with any of the goals in the top 10. The order, however, I think is one that will get people talking. I think the goal we're about to talk about might get people talking. Pat, take it away. Number 10.
Number 10. Right, so seeing as we've played our joker and we can't get two for the one, Lee Griffiths free kicks, plural, against England. 2018, and two of the best free kicks that you've seen at international level. I mean, we talked about David Cooper's one earlier on, but this is different level. You know, and I'd watched Lee Griffiths score plenty of them before, but to do them in that stage, again, I was on comms that day, and you're not supposed to say we in the organisation that I was working for that day, and I'm very strong in that. Don't say we. Can't help it with Scotland.
Especially against England.
And against England, you've got to say it. There's no point in hiding it. It's just, you're honest and about that. And those two that day, the feeling in the stadium, it's the closest I've got to Denmark that day. It really is. It was extraordinary.
Which is why I'm surprised that this is number 10. Because I think for a generation of Scotland supporters, especially the ones who were there, notwithstanding the fact that England equalised so late, the celebration around these goals is iconic. And most people can remember where they were when they watched those free kicks go in. So for it to only sit 10th, and given its set pieces, Scotland don't score that many free kicks.
Why? Right, I'll give you for why. All of the other goals that we'll talk about after this, I think we win. We win the game.
Okay.
And it kind of helps for the memory of it as well. We don't win that game. And it was torture.
Is it Harry Kane that scores?
And we give the ball away, and we shouldn't have given the ball away, and it still hurts.
One thing, I've got Lee Griffiths 2 here. Lee Griffiths Part 2.
Which one of the two?
Why the second one over the first one?
Right, so again, the amount of times you look at them, right, and I will not say one's better than the other. One isn't better than the other, except for one tiny little piece of information. To do it a second time.
It's harder to beat the same keeper for a free kick. And a very good goalkeeper as well.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Second time. The amount of people in that stadium, and I count myself among them saying, well, he's not going to do it again. You can't do it again. Yeah. That never happens again. Ever. Yeah. But to do it in that game, for that quality, for that distance, it was absolutely extraordinary to do it for a second time.
And he did put it into a different corner, didn't he? The first one was to the left of Joe Hart, and the second one was into his right
corner. I'm just showing you in Joe Hart's, what does he do at this point in time, knowing that this lad can just ping it into any corner with that sort of pace. And it's funny about Lee, I've always thought, he doesn't look like a player. He doesn't look like a real top professional player. And then you go and watch his technique, you know. It's outrageous.
I've written here, I miss Lee Griffiths, and just watching that again, I thought, he's kind of player you think, God, it'd be great if he was in the squad going to this World Cup. Just somebody who can just come up with this absolute moment of magic. I know Lawrence Shankland, we've got a sort of real out-and-out goal scorer in Shankland, but very different players, aren't they? And Griffiths just had that gallousness we talked about, which is absent
as well
from the Scotland squad.
In the front line, his movement was excellent.
Just a menace, wasn't it? Annoying for the you imagine these, well-known English defenders who are playing that day, these kind of thinking, who's this little...
Here's a weird one about Lee. If you're a Hearts supporter, you probably can't stand him, right? If you're a Rangers supporter because of Celtic, you probably can't stand him. So there's a lot of people in our country just didn't like him. You have to be honest about it. He wasn't popular with a lot of people till that moment.
That was
suddenly
a perception change.
It was, absolutely.
Okay, good goal to start with, good player to start with. Number 9.
Number 9. Well, this is the start of this. Kieran Tierney epic night, which we'll be talking a lot about.
Number 9.
Number 9, yeah. Kieran Tierney, perhaps one of the most important goals in recent Scotland history, which nudged Scotland ahead on that night of nights at Hampden on 18th November 2025, and a Kenny McLean ball into the box, headed out, Lewis Ferguson header, a fluffed clearance, if you remember, from the Danish defender. Hulmand, I think it was, Morten Hulmand, who miskicked on the edge of the box. Not necessarily the end of the world for Denmark, you'd have thought, but then here comes Kieran Tierney steaming in, having just come on as a sub, didn't start the game, of course, and curled an absolute raker into the past his clubmate.
And also, it gets slightly forgotten about. I mean, he'll know that Tierney's got a left foot on him.
Yeah, but he's never seen Tierney come in from the right hand side.
Exactly.
Nothing he could do about that goal.
Exactly. That was Steve Clark. I think took some credit later, so put him on at right back. Otherwise, he would not. I think he came on at right back.
He made a couple of really interesting technical changes in the game that night, Clarkey. But it's one of those ones where everything had to be thrown at one time, and the amount of Hail Mary balls that we had to throw in that day was extraordinary. One of my favourite things about that goal, apart from the fact that I was fortunate enough, you might have been the same, I was right behind it. So you're doing the commentary, you're right behind it, and the ball's coming over and you're thinking, nah, you won't. You almost have time to think, there's only one thing you can do here, and you have to hit it so perfectly. And even though you've got a great left foot, I don't care how many times out of 10 you're actually going to hit that totally and utterly perfectly. And considering how much pressure we were under, how much we needed that goal, how tense the stadium was, Kieran looks calm when he does it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's an extraordinary goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just a great goal. It's just a beautiful, it's a thing of real beauty. And I don't think Kieran's probably hit a better, more clean hit in his life.
We like a ball. We like to see a ball bend, don't we?
Yeah.
And let's face it, going back
bend
to
like Tierney.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to the days of Brazil and it is still when you're a kid in the playground, you love trying to make the ball bend, and this was just one of those classic.
I would underline here, right? There are quite a lot of, and we'll go into this in a minute, these cutting in from the side and bending in at the far corner. It's a much more common thing now.
Yeah.
You'll see Mo Salah made it boring. Right, because there's lots of players doing it now, and it's a real thing that they work on to do it a lot of the time. And there's quite a few of them we've left out that could have got in. There's about 5 faddy ones that are good, but I don't know if there's a cleaner one than that one. So, this one and the one we're just about to talk about next, I think they could alternate, but because of what that game meant to us, maybe this one, well, we can argue with that, but
let's get to number 8 then. What are you putting it up against?
Well, 8 Kenny Dalglish once more against Spain, 1984, and absolutely this is one of my favourite goals, coming in from was on the right, his left foot, and the trademark Dalglish goal, David Cooper lay off, his last Scotland goal. And one of his best, not perhaps his best, but left foot into the top corner, and I remember it's just the sheer delight in his face. It's that lovely dog. I mean, that's the thing about Dalglish. When he scored a goal, he really expressed his joy so well, didn't he? And I think in that, actually, I had the fortune of interviewing him end of last year. And he said that the reason he was such extra delight on his face is that he spotted his father sitting in one of the front row seats, and I thought it was just a lovely sort of a lovely story to that as well. But Dalglish, top corner, Old Hampden nets. What is there not to like?
Does the celebration make a goal better?
Yeah,
I think for sure, Pat.
I would completely agree with that. I think any celebration where a player runs away and points to his own name in the back, I wouldn't put it in my top 1,000 goals. It's not about you, it's about the team, it's about the group. That's just the way I think about things. But yeah, the celebration's great. Kenny's celebration when he scores the winner in European Cup final, the pure joy of that. And that joy was up there, and Kenny's such a proud Scotsman. And there was a thing back then, I have to tell you, in the squads around about then, a lot of the Anglos, they weren't massively accepted in Scotland when they came back up, and there was a tension between some of the Anglos and some of the Scotland-based players. It was there. But you couldn't argue that Kenny loved it, especially in those moments when it went well for him. So, that's a great one. So I can hear people saying, what you mean, that's a better hit than Tierney's. My only argument for that is Kenny's swinger. Is his left foot. He's coming in to do it with your left foot after that bit of skill. Maybe that gives Kenny a wee nudge, but between the two of them, I don't think there's a massive amount.
Now, number 7, I've just glanced at the sheet. Deep breath, because I think this is a goal that most people would expect to be in the top 5.
Yeah, right, okay, I'll take the hit in this one. I'll take the hit in this one.
Take it away.
I will take the hit in this one. Much to the shock of just about everyone, Fadi against France.
Number 7.
Not in the top 5. Not in the top 5.
Now, you have to explain yourself here.
Number of reasons. Look, it's a great goal. So, by the way, it's great. If you get in the top 10, it's a cracker, right? Keeper doesn't do great, right?
I agree. Mikel Landreau should save it.
Right, so that kind of takes a wee bit off it. The importance to Scotland was gigantic at the time. We'd waited so long. We needed an icon. Fadi was the icon. It's against France. By this time, France was brilliant, if not the best team in the world. And we go and win in Paris. Yes, absolutely. I don't think Fadi thinks it's his best goal for Scotland.
Okay.
So, because the best goal is the one that you think, and it's not an exaggeration. You could have had 5 of his goals in the top 20. No exaggeration. And you can't say that about anyone else. No one else you can say that about. And Fadi's doing it in this tough time. As an iconic moment, yes, it's in the top 5. It's right up there. Maybe third, something like that. As the very, very best goal, I'm not sure. I think Fadi's done better, as we may discover.
I associate this with bad memories, actually, but probably only Scott. I had a ticket for the game and was moving house the same week, and so I thought, well, I better keep things sweet at home and not go to Paris. Gave my ticket away to my friend Graham, who gladly went off to Paris to watch the game, and I was watching it in a bar not far from here, actually, Diggers Bar near Tynecastle, and when McFadden put that in from 30 yards, was it? Yeah. I sunk to my knees thinking I have missed one of the iconic moments in Scottish football history, and everyone else around me was obviously dancing around with joy, and I was just sort of head in my hands almost thinking, why am I not there?
Did the house move go well?
It did. I'm still in the house.
That's the most important thing. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a tough one, and I understand a lot of people disagree.
It's a contentious...
Yeah, it is.
I think... well, we'll see what everyone thinks when they see the 6 goals that have beaten it. So, number 6.
Number 6. Well, this is David Neary against Brazil, 1982 World Cup, and one of the most iconic goals. This is one that still gets talked about. We mentioned the toe poke you scored earlier, Pat.
Yeah, which doesn't beat this one. So that's why this one.
It doesn't beat this one. And is it a toe poke? I know, obviously, Jimmy Hill, who I always think gets a lot of unfair criticism for. I always thought Jimmy Hill was always.
What you mean? Scotland fan didn't like him?
Yeah, I always think he was not very fair towards Scotland, and he always seemed to be very much pro Scotland. And when he was commentating, and he maybe made one throwaway comment saying it was a toe poke, or just a toe poke. Did he say? So it wasn't just a toe poke. It was 20 yards out, hit on the half volley
for a very
into the top corner.
For a very short period, saying we were top of the world.
Yeah,
really were the top of the world. This is Brazil.
Yeah,
the entire planet is watching this, and the disbelief in David Neary's face equaled by all the disbelief in everybody who was watching. Facing, oh my God, we might be able to do this, and it was a real beautiful moment. It's a good goal. 2 things. First of all, really harsh on Jimmy Hill. Brilliant guy, absolute fantastic guy. Didn't dislike Scotland in any way. Very positive about Scotland, so it was harsh on him. Toe pokes totally misunderstood. Toe pokes are a skill, a really good skill. You ask most goalkeepers about toe pokes, they hate them.
Why?
Can't read them. If you get your body in some shape and try to bend it, keepers can see roughly what you're doing, and they can adjust your body. Toe pokes right in front of you. They're not, as they say, set. They can't get set. And I've scored 2 toe pokes for Scotland. I don't care how it goes in, but they will never get set for you. The 2 things really good strikers will tell you: through the legs of the defender. the keeper's not getting it. You'll never get it because the keeper's not set for that. Toe pokes, they can't set themselves. I mean, I remember talking to of all people, Neville Southall about this. Two things he hated the scoop, hated the toe poke, and that he was the best in the world at the time. You take that all on board, so that's not just a toe poke. It is a brilliant piece of skill that you need to be able to do. Then it's hard to do. You try doing it.
So you're saying toe pokes are much misunderstood?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, not here. We've got one at number 6. Pretty good goal.
Yeah, absolutely.